Bitcoin having a scary pullback. Is it heading back down to 9,000? We'll talk about that. But we'll also talk about my most profitable strategy this month in crypto. So keep watching. Welcome to BlockRoots. I'm Josh, and on behalf of my co-founder, Kenner and Clark, we just want to say welcome to the channel. Here on BlockRoots, nothing is financial advice. We like to give weekly updates on Bitcoin and the crypto market. So if you've not yet subscribed, I would recommend that you hit that red button below. You'll get notifications each and every week. We put out good content that we think that you'll enjoy as well as get a lot out of. Now, also too, whenever you become a subscriber to our channel and become a part of the community, if you leave a comment on a video, we'll actually put you in a $100 giveaway for Bitcoin. We'll actually do that this week again, so just be on the lookout for that. Now, with that said, as I said before, nothing is financial advice. I want to go ahead and talk to you about Bitcoin and the pullback right now, where we're watching, as well as my most profitable strategy for crypto this year, this month. Actually, it's been amazing, and I've made some really good gains. And so I'll just tell you a little bit more about that and kind of what I'm doing. You know, as always, I'm kind of hesitant to give out the free alpha, right? To give out the information where I'm really making a killing at, because the more people who do it, the less gains and the less opportunities for you. But like I said, I like to try to give back to the channel. I'm not going to go too much into detail about it, but I'll just tell you about what I'm doing right now and just what to be on the lookout for. Now, as always, let's go ahead and look at Bitcoin. Now, we're having somewhat of a scary pullback for some people. Of course, we made it all the way up to around $12,400. Now we're all the way back down. We bounced from about 11,367. So that's around an 8% pullback, right? That's not too scary. A lot of people seem to be freaking out. The good news is if you look at the market structure, what do you see here, right? If we're to go ahead and do this, you're going to see a higher low, a higher low, a higher low, a higher high, and maybe equal. No, it's a little bit, but still a higher high overall in the trend, right? So it's kind of like we're in this channel moving up, and so that's not a bad thing. With that said, you know, we're right back into it right here with my badly drawn lines. But basically, all I'm saying is, look, on the trend, you're having higher highs and higher lows, and that tends to be a good thing. Okay. But, you know, when it comes to pullbacks, I don't want you to worry too much, because this was actually a tweet that I put back in May 21, 2019, and it said, look, BTC 30% pullback coming. Yeah, eventually it's going to happen because history repeats itself. There will be plenty of strong pullbacks on the way to the next peak all-time high. There are at least 9 30+% pullbacks from last cycle, accumulation and uptrend, plenty of buying opportunities ahead, so don't let it shake you out. And if you go ahead and take a look at the chart, you're going to notice that all these pullbacks that I've marked, this is back in 2019, of at least around 30%, right? You've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, anywhere between 30% up to over 40% pullbacks. And so an 8% pullback at the moment isn't too scary. I wouldn't get too worried about it. But if we do start to break below these areas, right, back below this 10,500, that is a key area that we want to watch, because if we were to zoom out, right, go back to the daily or the weekly, this is the key area right here. This area, as far as the weekly, if I were to bring that down, right, on the macro structure here, this area around 11,500 is definitely going to be important. And if you go to the daily chart, if I were to scroll down here, right, again, the daily chart down here, this is a key area that we took forever to break above this area, right around 10,500 or so. If I were to pull that up about right there, right where this originally bounced off of as well. But just know that this is a key area that we want to watch, and we don't want to break below 10,500. But what is everybody eyeing right now? What everybody's eyeing, and why I said, are we going to go back down to 9,000, is they're eyeing this CME Bitcoin futures gap right here, right? Because around 90% of the time, we see that price tends to make its way back to, especially if the gap is down, back down to the gap, at least explore, feel that gap, and then move on back up. So if the price could move down here, feel that gap, and then V back up. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. It doesn't have to happen. As we always say, it's kind of a meme where people say, well, it's going to come back down there. No, it certainly can come back down there. But as I said before, if it doesn't break, as long as it closes above on the daily, above 10,500, I'm not too worried. So price, like I said before, can wick down in this area and then move back up. And a wick just means, again, buyers step in, price pushes up, there's demand there from buyers, and it continues to go up. But I don't necessarily think that we're going to have to fill this gap. A lot of people are talking about it. Can it happen? Yes. Will it happen? Not for sure. The only thing that I would be worried about is if it came all the way back down around 9,000s, you know, this area where it's at, and it closed below here. That would be the ultimate bull trap right here, meaning that we'd probably head back down. That would be super bearish if we were to go all the way back down, sub 10,000, close below it on a high time frame. I would, you know, and back in the structure, I'd almost think that we would continue to trend on down. But, you know, in the end, I don't think it's going to happen. So just know that, not worried about it at the moment. We still have not crossed below 11,000 in a while, right? So again, just know that 11,500 on the weekly chart. I definitely want to stay above this area on the weekly if possible, right? So keep staying above here. It's doing really good right now, even though the weekly candle is black or red. My candles are actually black on my chart. It's easier to read that way, but a lot of other green and red charts will show this is a red candle. And you know, right now it's staying above it. So I'm not really worried if we wick below this on the weekly. We are going to have the weekly close in the next day or so, so just be on the lookout for that. We do want to stay above 11,500 for that, okay? Now, as far as the monthly goes, let's just go ahead and look at the monthly, right? We were looking at the weekly, we're looking at the daily, and the monthly looks amazing, right? We're already in the month of August, we're already at another higher high, and I do believe as long as we close above 11,300, that is going to be a higher high on the monthly, meaning that the next candle close that we need to test is this up here at around 13,886 or so. This was the local high, or the previous high in 2019 before it went back down, of course, bounced and then capitulated down to this black swan event down to 3,000. So just keep an eye on this. If we do continue to grind on up, you want to watch the lower time frames, the daily, then the weekly, and then the monthly. The monthly is huge confirmation. Once we break above this level on the monthly, 3,886, that's going to be super bullish. Next stop, 20K, all-time high in my opinion. So again, this is good. Another higher high here on the monthly chart. We do have another, you know, week or so until that closes. It's the 22nd today, so just be on the keep a lookout on that. But just to review it again, weekly close, we want above 11,500. Daily close, we want above 10,500. And I don't care if it goes back down and tests this gap as long as it comes back up and closes above 10,500. That is my opinion, but that's what we're watching at the moment. Now, the other altcoins, of course, Chainlink has since retraced, right? Chainlink was around $20 and it moved down here as low as $12 in the past couple of days. The funny thing is, of course, everybody's talking about Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports, who bought in with the Winklevoss twins and Gemini and bought Chainlink, as well as he bought Bitcoin. And the funny thing about that was he actually had a tweet out and said that he's out of crypto. It doesn't go straight up like stocks. It's too volatile. He couldn't handle it. Maybe he'll be back, maybe not. He lost like $25,000. But he also bought Chainlink right around $18. So he did buy near the top. That was probably a top signal. Whenever any popular big accounts get in this and talk about it, more than likely that's when you're going to see a dump happen. And so the good news is that Chainlink has since bounced right around $12.90. This is on Phemex.trade. Again, if you don't know about Phemex, they even say come and enjoy the fastest and safest contract trading experience. Phemex is the fastest exchange. It's not going to let you down. It's not going to lock up, and it's not going to freeze on you like a lot of the other exchanges will during volatile moments. So Phemex.trade, use our link below. They are a partner with us. I do recommend that. But a great thing to trade on there is Chainlink, and one of the only places you're going to find that. is Chainlink, but now it's moving on back up here, and I do want to eventually see a close above this area where this line is at around $16.60, and if it can move on up there, right? Move on up there, close above it, I think that it's going to continue to move on up. So keep an eye on Chainlink. It's been very bullish. Yeah, pullbacks are going to happen, as you even saw in the Bitcoin chart where we pulled back around 9 times, 30% or so. So Phemex too, it also has Neo, Bitcoin Cash, Ontology, Cardano, TRX, a lot of other coins that you can spot trade, and there's also 0 fees if you choose to buy the premium product. Now, speaking of 0 fees as well, if you're in America and you haven't joined Level or LVL, I would recommend that you do that, because this has been a great experience for me so far. I've been taking some profits on my gains as far as the altcoin trading, the Bitcoin trading, and I've saved around $600 this week alone by cashing out, buying and selling Bitcoin on Level. And I've done that, and I chose to do that over Coinbase or Gemini, and I saved $600 in fees, right? So in the end, you're going to save a lot of money on Level, even if it's $9 a month. I just technically, with $600 saved, I mean, that's like 6 years of Level, right? So each and every month, I continue to save more and more. It's not only an app, it's a bank account. You can keep $250,000 up to that of cash on here, FDIC insured. You don't have to worry about it, but Level is fantastic. Now, if you're in any of these states right here, you can sign up for it regardless of where you live in America. They're going to have the rest of the states coming within the next year. New York might be a little slow, but other than that, everything else is good. But again, 26 states on here. So if you live in the United States, I know some of you don't, but if you do, check out lvl.co, and then you can do that. And then if you sign up, and if you're in America, lvl.co/BlockRoots, you'll get $10 of free Bitcoin just by signing up. So I recommend that you do that as well. I'll drop that link below. Now, the only thing I want to talk about is just really my strategy for really being successful this quote alt season and this month. And what I've used is Uniswap. Okay, Uniswap, I have talked about it before. I talk about it on my Twitter, and surprisingly, if I can find that tweet, if I go on my Twitter account, and I did ask you guys, do you use Uniswap? 36%, actually less, 35.8% said yes. 45% said no, and almost 20% of you didn't even know what it is. Uniswap, very simply said, is a decentralized exchange, okay? So basically, if it's on the Ethereum blockchain, you can put it on here, okay? So no, you're not going to find Bitcoin on here, but what you're going to find is a lot of different altcoins, a lot of different new altcoins that are coming out, DeFi related, Oracle related, deflationary related. And a lot of the ones that I've had a lot of success, which I even list those on my Twitter account too, and I say, hey, my current holdings, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, Zcash, I'm also holding some Decred, but Anti-Ample, Tokens of Babel, and YFL Link, right? The DeFi-related Link asset that is in talks with the Link and Chainlink team right now are all on this exchange. And so I was not only able to double my money, triple my money, basically I made a lot of money off this. I was actually able to have a couple of 30x gains or so from this, and it's been highly profitable using Uniswap. And again, not a lot of people use it, but I think I may eventually make a video, because there's videos out there already, to show you how to use it and how not to get scammed, because the issue with this is that anybody can list a token on here. If I want to go and make a fake Chainlink token, I can do that, okay? And so you have to know what to look for. The easiest thing to know is by the volume, right? If you see a Chainlink token on here, it says Chainlink, and it doesnn't have if it has like a face like this, typically they don't have a logo, and it says Chainlink, and it has like $5 in volume, then you know it's not the real thing. But in the end, this is really cool. Uniswap, you can go to uniswap.info, and that's where you're going to find this exchange. You can look up your tokens. You can look up all the pairs. And with that said, it's been a really good strategy. And basically all you do is, I'll just give you an example. I can just hit chain link, right? And then it'll show you the information, how much liquidity, how much volume is on here. Now, naturally, it's not as much volume as you're going to find on Binance or Coinbase or anything. And then you click trade. It's super easy. After you click trade, then you're going to you're going to connect a wallet to your account. Okay, so whether it's MetaMask or Coinbase or other things, you can connect an Ethereum wallet, and then you can buy and sell on here. Okay, and it's super easy. So see, I've got around 2 ETH in my wallet right now, which it shows you my balance, and I don't really care. But with that said, I can go and choose whatever token that I want, right? And so BAN, BAT, Seller, any of these things that are related with, and there's a lot of crap coins on here too, but I can pick, Lend, and then I can go and I can buy Lend. This is actually selling it, right? So I want to go from Ethereum to Lend, and then I want to buy 10, it'll tell me how much Ethereum that I owe, and then I hit swap, and then that's it. So super easy. But again, the reason why I've been successful with Uniswap is because a lot of the key plays that I've been looking for are those new small altcoins that I feel like are undervalued, but have a lot of good fundamentals, and they're riding really good right now. But a lot of these also too are quick trades. I'm in and out, and it's, it might be a 5x gain, but I'm out within a day or two, right? So, but all I'm trying to say is this, is that Uniswap is fantastic. I think that more people should use it. That's my free alpha that I have been able to be very successful with trading altcoins. And so you've probably heard about it, but there's a lot more to it than that. But I have been able to substantially do very well in this market. Thank you for Uniswap and a lot of these different assets that are coming out on that. So again, not too much information. I'm just trying to tell you, as a follower, I know I only get a couple thousand watches. Ryan and I only get a couple thousand watches here, so there's not like a million of you watching. But if you haven't used Uniswap, maybe I should show you a little bit more about that, because you need to learn how to use that, because I do feel like there are certain opportunities. Yes, you can get scammed, right? Just like other crypto, but at the same time too, you're also at the advantage of doing really well, of buying some assets that you can't find anywhere else other than Uniswap, okay? You're not gonna find them on Binance or Coinbase, and you're only gonna find them here. So anyway, with that said, this has been Josh with BlockRoots. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure that you do that below, and make sure that you leave a comment or engage on the video. Again, we're watching out for that CME gap right here down in the 9,000s. As I said before, I do believe as long as we stay above the 11,500 area, now that is on a weekly close. On a daily close, I'm not worried unless we close below 10,500 or so. We're sitting pretty right now. Again, we continue to have higher lows and higher highs. So overall, on the trend, we're doing really well. And so I expect Bitcoin to stay above this area, but pullbacks are to be expected as we continue to have pullbacks in every up market. But things are looking good. And of course, if we break above that 13,886 level over on the monthly chart, right? I showed you that earlier. If we break above this area to wrap it up, things are going to be looking really good for Bitcoin as we continue to move to all-time highs. So with that said, I am Josh. As always, hope you guys have a great week. Just wanted to give you a quick market update. We will give away $100 of Bitcoin here soon, so be on the lookout for that. As always, trade effectively. You guys have a great day. See you soon.